Hi, my name is Eric, Wealth Management Manager in Hong Kong, and I also work for LOK as a high-income consultant in LOK organization. And for this video, is mainly an announcement for my channel to be launched. So there will be a few things that will be discussed. And so first thing will be closing sales. I will be discussing closing sales with different style among the information that I know I have learned. And then the second thing would be wealth. And I'm gonna talk about anything about money, and I think would be interesting for everyone. And then the third thing would be anything that I want to share, basically something that may be about me or I find interesting. So let's start with about me first, right? I think for most people would be interested in what I do, high income consultant for LOK. So I went through Dan's program, which is called High Ticket Closing, HTC, which has become very well known nowadays. And for people who know me, I think there will be quite a lot of people already have met me during the mentorship program. And it was mind-blowing in terms of the way I changed in my mindset. And I want to share about why I do it. And prior I met HTC, I actually worked for two jobs. The first is I worked for a laboratory for a few years for project management, and actually I learned a lot during these few years where I pick up my confidence, I pick up my English skill, phone skill, and a little bit about how the corporation works. And then later on, I know that I have to make it perfect for my career if I wanted to grow through something bigger. And then I went for pharmaceutical industry. I sell some injection for knees for private clinic and hospitals. And then at that point, I know that sales would be something that I would definitely need to develop. And I make a decision, I need to learn this online. And so I found different sources of people talk about sales, and what I found is LOK makes the most sense when he talk about how to close a sales, how to sell things to anyone. And then that's why I come across HTC. When I was come across HTC, I knew that this is something that I need to do, and if I don't even give it a goal, I would regret it for not making this decision. So very quickly, I go for it with a leap of faith, and I was not disappointed. It was mind-blowing. The experience was mind-blowing, and I think the biggest, I think one of the things that make me realize the most that how I see the world, how I was so conditioned with the traditional education and parenting with what I had before, and that lots of changes. He made the program so well-rounded where it could make you feel like make you realize the way you think before is actually harming me for the decision I made. So I don't get the result that I want, so afterwards, I was working really hard for the program. I even come to a point that going for work is a torture for me because the people there have a so different mindset that I can quite tolerate. So after that, I worked really hard, and a few months later, I was being selected to close for LOK. And so that's what I do. I help other people to realize whether they need to make a pivot in their life. And then later on, I realized that I could take advantage with this skill. And while I'm being in Hong Kong, that's where I started my wealth management career. And one thing about management career is I was really hesitant to go for it because really hesitant on the idea to sell a product like insurance product to friends and families. And it comes to a point that where I discussed with my classmate there in HTC, and I remember one lady told me that she has a brother, and then at one point that he was heavily injured, and then she was panicked and don't know what to do, and she just called the agent and asked, hey, this happened, and then the agent basically, hey, don't worry, we could take care of this, and then he gave her that comfort, that certainty, and help her follow up with the case that make her feel like, oh, this is something that I need, where not just the money, also helping her to get through the time, giving her the guidance to what to do. That's made me realize, oh, I could do this for my friend and the people that I met. And also closing for HTC is one of the greatest experiences wherein I actually managed to tell them, hey, this is something for you and you're gonna love it. And everyone so far have been telling me, hey, thank you. So I'm just grateful that I actually doing something that I could pursue for. But when I think back my childhood, I was really bad in English, but I made a decision to change at the age of around 15 or 16. And I worked really hard, practice every day. And then I really started to pick up English. And then for the next thing is, I was working for the laboratory for a few years. I knew that I won't have a different future with that career, with that industry. And especially the time I make this video actually is we're during COVID-19. So what happened is people is getting salary deduction or even getting laid off. So what it tells me is sometimes you work for a job for such a long time, there's no guarantee, and you never want to make a relationship with your job where you need the job more than they need you. That means you're not valuable. So I'm just glad that I made a decision at this time where I could actually go for my dream and to really be the man I want to be. Especially something about me is like my parents actually quite at their 50s and 70s. So I don't have much time. That's why I feel like I need to make that change fast. I need to be as successful as I could be before I could still show them. And I would say everything that you see that I have make a change and make a change about me to to change that I do today is I make a decision to change about myself. And I hope and this channel is gonna send the same message to you. And when you're watching my videos, you're gonna make a decision to improve yourself. And that would be my goal. And thanks for watching.